I think there's another area that a big Buddhist view can help with, and that's this. Often when I bring up the fact that women need to be supported or youth need to be supported to find safety in the community, and we need to uplift targets of violence and do everything we can to restore their situation and allow them to continue on their path or their place in the organization without interruption. Often the knee-jerk kind of response I get is, well, what about the abuser? You know, if we do that, well, what are we doing for them? And isn't it just putting them down? And I really like to challenge that attitude. And I say, you know, this is not a pie chart here. This is not a zero-sum game in terms of our compassion. So if we're spending a lot of energy supporting and affirming and reestablishing the path of people who've experienced abuse, that does not mean that we're pushing down abusers or the people who have committed the violations. In fact, by doing that, we're uplifting them too, because we're creating a sane reference point. We're not allowing a continued indulgence in whatever their story is to themselves about, you know, why they commit abuses or have to, or why it's not abuse, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, by doing that, we're creating healthy reference points. And we're also expecting more out of abusers. We're not saying boys will be boys, and that's just the way it is. We're actually saying, hey, you can do better, and having some expectations in that regard. And we're also modeling caring. And that is a much bigger view than getting sucked into the idea that this is a he said, she said problem, which it is not. If we have a bigger view about love, about compassion, about what the carrying capacity is of communities and all of us to face this squarely, head on, do what needs to be done to protect and also create boundaries, we could have some confidence in that in a bigger way, rather than thinking that, you know, everything we do for targets is somehow diminishing or neglecting what abusers need. It's actually quite the opposite, that the more compassion, the more wisdom, the more love we're bringing to the situation, it's uplifting everybody. And we can have confidence in that.